Hello, hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Ask Me Anything. And today, this morning, I'll be talking about this business strategy that I've been using to grow my business and to scale from zero to six figures in a month, which is attraction marketing. So, what really is attraction marketing? Maybe for some of you who have been following me for a while, you've already been hearing this multiple times, or not just from me, but from other online business owners as well here on social media. So, what is this really? By the way, if you're tuning in live or on a replay, please let me know where you're tuning in from so we know how global we are. Okay, let me see here if I can do that. And if this is the first time you're seeing me, I'm Katrina. I love what I do. I help immigrant career moms move beyond the 9 to 5. So before I answer my question and your frequently asked question, which is what's attraction marketing, I'll give you first a brief introduction of who I am, especially for those who have been who have just started following me, and to also refresh those who have been following me for a while what I have been doing here online for the past 6 years. Like, who are you, Katrina? Here you go. Where is that? I'm using my phone, so please bear with me. Very small um, stuff in here on my phone. By the way, yeah, let me know where you guys are tuning in from. I always love knowing where everyone is coming from. Let me see here. Where is that? um, why I got started, how I got started here on social media. And I think it's this one. Let's see. There you go. Why I said yes. And I will remove the other one. I don't know if I'll be able to remove that one. Okay, perfect. There you go. Why I said yes. For some of you, you already know this, but for those of you seeing me for the first time, this is me. I'm mom of three who has bounced from through multiple careers, just trying to find what truly fits around family life. So in the Philippines, I used to work at GMA7 off cam. If you know this um, morning show called Unang Hirit. It's been running for 25 years now. So I worked off cam. It was a fun job. I met a lot of friends who I'm still friends with up until this day, and that's where also I met my husband. And in this photo, that's Diana Torres and a couple of reporters. That's Maurice Umali and her husband Rafi Tima in the tall building when I went back to the Philippines 2 years ago. I took a photo. They won't let me in because I'm not unemployed anymore. So I just took a nice photo in front. And then I became a nurse. My husband sent me to nursing school because the longer term plan was to practice nursing here in Canada. But obviously, God has a different plan. And then the third one was I was a life insurance advisor. This one I was published at one of the major newspapers. They were just Philippine Star. So one of the perks there, if you attain a certain qualification, they acknowledge you, they recognize you nationwide, which is really cool, I would say. So I really enjoy that one. So I'll show my face because on my phone for some reason it doesn't allow me to do at the same time. So that was really fun. I enjoyed all those careers in my life. Lots of learning lessons, especially the TV and also the life insurance. I enjoyed that one. It was a lot of flexibility. It's a very lucrative career, and at the same time, we're helping people to be financially have financial peace in a sense with the help of insurance. But then Canada called, so um, who cannot say no to Canada? Of course, we started fresh. I left all those thriving careers in the Philippines, and then when we moved here, we started different, survival jobs as well. Let me see if I can show you that to you. So here, survival jobs, but because on our survival jobs in the um, lingerie warehouse and as a private at a private school kitchen as a general help. And then after that, thankfully, I was able to secure two corporate jobs. The first one was at a law firm, and the second one was at an investment firm. So that was my last job when before when I saw this online opportunity when I got pregnant with our third son. So I was just really looking for something supplemental while on my mat leave. I was on my mat leave for here in Canada. You can take as long as I think 1.5 year, but I was on my 1 year mat- maternity leave. Well, my husband was a full time student for a second career. So literally, we're dependent on the government. Of course, we're very grateful to Canada. Don't get me wrong, but it's not enough. So we're just trying to really live until the end of the month and then do the same things over and over again. I was just trying to really bridge the gap. And that's when I started looking online. And this is what I found. I was also hesitant at first because I was like, is this true? Is this even possible for me? Like, where is that? So, and the rest is history. These are the reasons. So I saw my mentors post and ad on social media, just like how you guys are seeing me right now. I got curious. I prayed about it. I was also a bit skeptical at the beginning. I was questioning if my capability would be able to do this. And it's social media. I don't have any background, and also with business, but I trusted my instinct. I prayed hard about it, and my thinking was if these ordinary, everyday people can do it, why not me? Like every skill is learnable. I know there's going to be a learning curve, but because there's training provided, so I was like, okay, let's do this. My husband was very skeptical at the beginning because we understand that he's just trying to protect me. And if you have a skeptical spouse, or if you are the one who's very skeptical, then that's actually a smart move because that means you're really thinking things true, thinking things through. So just do your due diligence, ask questions, watch the info session. You'll never know what's waiting on the other side. And because of this, I was able to quit my job 19 months into the business, travel with the family, move to a new place in downtown Toronto, basically work from Wi-Fi, go home in the Philippines. They said it takes 17 hours to go from Canada to from the Philippines to Canada, but it takes years to go back home. And of course, that is so true because it takes money to go back home and you want to spoil your family. Uh, I am very grateful I was able to do that with my boys, with my mom, with my dad, um, my friends, my family's there. So it was a very heartwarming get together and being able also to sponsor my parents' Canadian visas. My dad is here already with my brother's family in Edmonton, and my brother and his family, and then my mom is following suit. So I'm very grateful for that. Because for the longest time we are not able to qualify for the sponsorship, the immigration requirements when it comes to the income. But even if it's like a combined family income already, but just the income alone from the business is more than enough. So I'm very grateful I was able to do that. And also, of course, travel, or is it travel? Experience things like this one. You know, Dubai, Paris, London, and New York. I don't know why New York's not here with a family. All in 1 month, experiencing this beautiful culture. The upper left here was in dining in Burj Khalifa. Our business founders treated us to fine dining, like OMG. That is the finest fine dining I've ever done on the tallest tower in the world. And if you see those photos here, like I think your upper left, um, the dinner at the Burj Khalifa. These are like the biggest, some of the biggest leaders, top leaders in our business community. And when I got started here, 2016, I'm sorry, 2019, I was just looking up to them and wondering how are they doing it, and really getting inspirations from them whenever they share their business journey. And so being like rubbing elbows beside them, this is a huge dream come true. And just the energy is different. The energy is in the room. Yes, we do online business, but it takes the relationship to a whole new level when you actually see people in person. You ask them, then you realize, oh, they're just, like me, like everyday people. They have their own challenges in life, but despite that, they still keep the focus. They put the blinders on and just focus on their goals, and they're really the grit, the consistency, the faith, the belief, that those are the things that really have set them apart. And so that those are the things that I also adapt in my business. Let me see here. And, experiencing this beautiful culture. It's a desert safari. There you go. And also being able to do side trips like this in Paris. One of the moms there said, Kristen Clark, she said, Katrina, I do want to do, a side trip to Paris. I was like, you don't have any idea. Paris, like my top one bucket list. I think we stayed there for 3, 4 days. So yeah, that was a side trip, but it was one of the most amazing side trip. And this one as well, London. Supposedly, this was just a 1 hour layover trip, but the flights got delayed, so they gave us a free accommodation, hotel accommodation, so like an overnight stay there. And it was my first time in London. Of course, I'm not just going to stay in a hotel, right? So when I went there, I was like, okay, I'll just do Uber back and forth, and then Uber back and forth to take those beautiful photos. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted on the side. So these are wonderful photos, and it's just like snap, snap, snap. It's like almost midnight. It was tiring, but it was worth it. There you go. And just recently, when we went to our Chula Vista convention, I was able to do this side trips with before, during, and after the beach. Oh my gosh, Las Vegas! I'm very grateful to my business partner, Anvi, Mother Anvi. She is my friend from college in the Philippines. She's now based in Las Vegas, and she's generous enough to host me and tour me around our Grand Canyon. Is amazing. There's this sphere where the Backstreet Boys had their concert, but back then they don't have the schedule yet, like live. I mean, they have yet to have their um, concert. I wasn't able to catch it, but it was a really magnificent experience to watch there, and so many other beautiful things. And now I'm able to help thousands of moms, dads worldwide do exactly the same, guide them in their business journey. Let me see here. If I'm still missing anything here, yeah, pretty much I was able to show everything. And I've showed that. I have shown that because to give you an idea um, about our topic also for today, which is, let me see, where is that? Navigating a small screen over here, which is attraction marketing. Okay, what's attraction marketing? So a lot of you would be seeing me right now. I have achieved those things. Like literally, was able, I'm, I've been able to live more comfortably, not just for myself, but for my family, and helping others do the same. But in the beginning, I didn't have those things. So Katrina, how will we be able to do attraction marketing? But first, what's attraction marketing? Attraction marketing, this is our biggest growth strategy here in our business. Basically, it's about attracting people to you and your business instead of chasing after them. So instead of pushing products or services onto people, you showcase a lifestyle, a solution, or transformation that make people curious and interested. You get that? Literally attracting people. So think of it like a magnet. So when you share your story, your your results, and how the business is helping other people, naturally you draw people in your business who also want similar results, right? And the question there is, okay, Katrina, how will I be able to attract people if I'm brand new in the business? And maybe you just started your business, maybe whether you're in my team or not in my team. Of course, we're all one big uh, global community. And this is the strategy that I use and the strategy that we've been using in our whole community. And this is what I teach also my new business mentees, which is the power of storytelling. You have to tell your story more powerfully. And how do you do? Because why? Because stories sell. That's what we are quote unquote selling here. Yes, we are selling the dream that it's also possible for everyday people like us to have success in the online space, to make extra flexibly from anywhere in the world, from Wi-Fi. If you love your job, if you love your career, you don't want to quit it. Yes, that's amazing. Good on you. But who doesn't want like extra resources, right? And if we will always be trading time for money, then that will always be the case. So for me, I wasn't really looking for a business. I just wanted the extra $1,000 because I was on mat leave. That's the only thing, because I was on employment insurance. I was literally just getting like I think 900, almost 1,000, and so I just wanted extra because I was getting 2,100 net before I finding this business. So that's the thing that I was only trying to bridge. I didn't ask like 4 or 5,000, 10,000 a month, or even like six figures in a month. Like that is way out of my radar. Like what? People just make that in a year. Like how will you be able to make that even in a month? I remember Bob Proctor said, "You are making the amount of money you are making right now." Specifically, he said, "You're making $100,000 per year because you haven't figured out how to make that amount on a monthly basis." And I was blown away. I'm like, that makes so much sense. Especially when you work in the online space, you will get exposed to multiple six, seven, even eight figure earners. And you would wonder, like, how are they making it? For sure, they're doing something different. And abundance, wealth, it's not just available for a certain number of people. It's everywhere. Like the leaves on the trees, the air that we breathe, like the sand, it's everywhere. Like it's abundant. Abundance is everywhere. You just need to do certain things in a certain way. If you want to dive deeper on that, I'm currently reading or listening to this book called The Science of Getting Rich. I posted it in one of my stories the past few days. The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Waddles. It's a short um, listen, so I highly recommend you do that. It's also in the same theme of Think and Grow Rich, and I love how it talks about God wanting you to be abundant, like how He has granted us all this abundance, but we just need to use our our faculties, like our natural faculties. We don't need to be special. We are all given that, and maybe I'll talk about that on another day. But science of getting rich, so do that, okay? So Katrina, if I'm new, how will I be able to attract people into the business? I click on your ad because you mentioned all this beautiful stuff that you're able to achieve. Of course, I got inspired. I want that for my family too. How about me? How will I be able to do that? And this is what I did. Tell your story powerfully. How do you do that? 4 steps in telling your story. First, your background, which is what you do for work, your family, or your base, because those are the common things that people easily relate with. If you have the same ethnicity, ethnic background as them, same career background, family background, they're able to relate with you more. Your likes, your loves, what you enjoy. If you're a parent of one, two, or three, they're able to relate with that. And second is what you don't like about your background. Basically, that's your current situation right now, your pain points. So for me, when I got started here, I just shared my story the way I shared that to you earlier before the transformation. I'm a mom who jumped from one career to another, trying to find what fits best for family life. And while I was in my mat leave, I just wanted something extra. And then, so that's your story. That's also what you will share, your pain points. Maybe you're trading time for money. maybe you barely see your spouse. You know, you're married, but you're just saying hi and hello by the door, or you can't even tuck your kids to bed. The only two times that you would see them is then when they wake up, they're rushing in the morning to send them to school, to drop them off to school, and then the last time would be when they're already asleep. Like sometimes, maybe you would go home and they're all asleep, not even a good night kiss or good night hug with your kids because you would do overtime. Lucky if it's paid, right? Sometimes it's not. It's just a thank you. Unfortunately, that's a reality for some people. That's your pain point. Maybe you love your job, but you're still trading time for money. You're only allowed 2 week, maximum 3 week vacation in a year. And when kids get sick, you would get stressed. Okay, you have that sick leave, or you can take it off, but you're already getting stressed because when you come back, you know that your work will pile up, and that was me as well. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm stressing out because I know the clients are waiting. When I get back to work, my bosses would, bombard me with a lot of updates, and now I have to catch up, and it's like a cycle. It's mm, putting a toll on my mental health, like the stress, the mental emotional capacity, and I would bring that stress home. And maybe that's you as well. Those are your pain points. Of course, we have creative ways on how to tell that more powerfully. There's so many uh, tools right now, like AI, like Chat GPT. If you have the concept, you have the idea. Sometimes we lack the words, the proper words to say it. Then you can ask Chat GPT. You can still give it your own personality. Next is what you found, which is this business. Now, I I'm happy because I got inspired by this fellow mom who's also an immigrant. He juggled multiple careers, and she is making um, extra right now on social media. And not just her, I saw other everyday people doing the same. And there's nothing special about them. They're not celebrities. They're like everyday people like me. If they're making it big online, why not me? So that's the third one. And the last one would be how excited, number four here, how excited you feel about the future. Now, because of that, I got inspired to start my own digital business journey. And I know every day I'm moving closer to my dreams. And those are the exact same words I put it in my caption 6 years ago in my first few ads. And that's the thing that I would also say on my video because that's my reality. So I did not say I have this, I have that. I'm now earning like this, like that. Of course, up until now, I don't really like uh, blurt out the amounts. I just do it like in a you know tasteful way. We could say just a teaser. Of course, we're very careful with income claims as well. Um, so that's what I did because people will feel your authenticity. I'm not saying like uh, fake it till you make it. Some people would do that, but you have to embody the person that you want to become. So, and people, I was a bit hesitant at the beginning to do that. And I was like, even questioning, will this even work? Will I be able to attract people, even if I'm not saying I'm earning this amount of figures or I have this, I moved to this new place or we're traveling or I'm able to send our eldest to a private school. Will I be able to attract them if I didn't have those things? And well, obviously, you know the answer because I'm here. I've been here for 6 years. And what's interesting is the first couple of business partners that I've had who saw my ad were have almost the exact same background as me. They're also immigrants. They're Filipinos. They're nurses, and their kids, like little babies, are almost as young as my youngest. My youngest back then was just 2 months old. So this is how attraction marketing works. Like I know how it works, like in the technicality of it. But when it actually happens to me, when it happened to me, like how it will happen to you, now it's making more sense. Like, okay, they because they related with my story. That's why you guys are always gonna be seeing me and the people in my team, my community, who are very consistent with content creation. not just for the sake of content creation, but of course, we're posting with value, we're educating, like what I'm doing right now. I'm giving value to you guys, even if you're not in the business yet, or you're just curious, you've been following, and that's why we post with value to educate, to entertain, and to inspire. So that is how we do attraction marketing. I hope that helps. If that's helpful, comment helpful. And so I know if you like more contents like this, let's dive on in on our, let me see here, comment section. Let me see if I'm able to read it because it's a bit tricky to read the comments here. Let me see. Let me see that. I'm seeing my own comments here. Naima, good morning from New York. Hello, hello. Awesome. Let me see here. Please excuse my bots. Sometimes it will say, please check your DMs. So I'm using ManyChat. Here we go. It says, this time. Good morning, Inderheat. Lovely to see you here. Thank you for the rose. Let me see here. Let me see. Mildred, amazing coaching from Tennessee. Tennessee, awesome. Good morning, Leah Nabad from North. I think that's North California. North Cal. I think that's California, right? If I'm getting that. Good morning. Oh, let me see here. Uh, good morning, Leia Bacalso. Shout out to Janice Delero Arbo, and you're tagging says Natalie. Yes, awesome. Yes, feel free if you think this will be helpful to your team, to yourself, to the people that you are mentoring or coaching. Yes, feel free to do that. Let me see here. Um, oh, there's one more here. Um, I love this, Letitia. Hoping to get started soon. Needed to take a break for health reasons, but ready to get back into it. That's amazing, and that's the beauty of our online business because life happens. You can pause, and then you can back anytime. Oh, I have here Judith, who's also ready to get rolling back into the business. I'm happy for you. I still owe you that information on our next steps. Okay, Judith. Thank you for waiting. And let's see here. Carla from Japan, Japan. Hello, hello. Nice to see you here. Awesome. There you have it, guys. I hope that helps. We'll see you again next time tomorrow for another episode of our Go Live sessions here. So I like doing this Go Live like early in the morning. I've been doing it the past couple of days at night, especially it's a weekend. I tend to do household mother stuff in the morning. But if the boys are, when it's the weekday, we're back in our routine, the boys are in school. I like doing this in the morning because my energy's up. This is like the window time after I dropped off the kids, and then I'm going back home. So this is the perfect window for me. My brain, my mind is still fresh and sharp, and my energy's up because I tend to push down things when I get engrossed with the household and stuff. So eat that frog. If you know that book, what was the author? Was it Brian Tracy? I forgot. Like doing the things, getting things out of the way, like the biggest chunks that will move the needle in your business or in your career or whatever you're working on. So it's done. Now I'm going to be, if you watch my Go Live last night, I talked about creating good habits. Now, one of the strategy there is doing a habit tracker. So now after this, I can take it off. I can put an X, and I'm not breaking the chain on doing my Go Lives. I hope that inspired you. I also feel lazy at times. I also feel unmotivated at times. But focusing on the activities helps me go away because I cannot control the results. Like I cannot control how many people will be watching this live or in a replay. But the only thing that I can control is the value that I put out on social media. So I'm focusing on that. So there you have it. Again, share this with let me see. Um, Feel free to share this to the people who you think might be able to get value from this, get inspiration. Okay, here you have it. Thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy and have a blessed week ahead. Okay, bye for now. Cheers. God bless.